Ready to go? Let's talk about Unit 5, Section 1, how computers work. So, Computer Anatomy 101, let's look at the parts of a computer. So in the middle we have the CPU, it stands for Central Processing Unit. It's really the brains of the computer. Top left, the input devices, the mouse, the keyboard, a mic. Bottom left, we have the way things are stored. We have a hard drive, a USB key, or old-fashioned disks. Those are ROM, which stands for read-only memory. That's the long-term memory. Straight at the very bottom, we have the RAM, or the random access memory. This is the memory that it uses while it's actually using applications, the short-term memory. Bottom right, we have, of course, the software or applications. And top right, we have the output devices, your monitor, your speaker, your printer. Then we have the BIOS, which actually stands for Basic Input Output System. This is sort of the basic instructions of the computer that helps it boot up or start up. It actually controls the input and output and stores devices, even the date and time and the power management. Sometimes you have to get into the BIOS of a computer to fix things or to troubleshoot things like that. Next, we actually have the overall operating system. There's three kinds right now: Microsoft Windows, Linux, and of course Mac OS for Apple computers. This is the actual programs that run other programs, or actually run the applications. And most of these have what we call GUIs, or graphical user interfaces. You know, those are the nice, big, easy icons and colors and pictures that we can click on to execute instructions. These are the main kinds of operating systems that we have right now. As we move on to the three families, there's the Windows, the Linux, and the Mac. So Windows is the most common, it is the most user-friendly, it is the most used in offices and homes, and CyberPatriot uses Windows 10 in their competition. Linux, though, is open source, which means people can update and change the code. Linux actually runs on servers like Facebook, Netflix, Yahoo, Google. Their actual servers run Linux. So Windows is probably the more common end user, but Linux is actually which is the actual operating system that runs on servers. And they come in many different flavors, as it says here. These are just used for different purposes. We will use the Ubuntu flavor for the CyberPatriot. Then there's also the Mac computers and the Mac OS. It's actually related to Linux. It actually is based upon Unix, which is an older version of Linux. It kind of branched off there. It actually is sometimes actually more secure than Windows. There's less malware or the software that can have viruses on it. And it's actually used a little bit more for like artistic programs or music programs, whereas like Windows might be used more for productivity and business programs. And they name their operating systems after either animals like lions, or even like mountain ranges or national parks like Yosemite, and there's even like a Grand Teton one. And of course, software has applications. This is what we're probably most familiar with, whether it's Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, an email program, things like that. In CyberPatriot, sometimes you have to look out for applications that are installed in our competition that actually shouldn't be, and we actually may have to remove those in the future. Alright, and that concludes Unit 5, Section 1.